Hey chat, what's going on? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Happy Friday. I can't believe it. Another week has gone by. Insanity. Did not even believe that it was already Friday this morning when I woke up, but it is in fact Friday. Happy day to everybody. I hope you're all doing really well. Today we have our Friday planned. The usual, which is always great. And this is a really fun Friday. We have a lot to get through, but I hope everyone's doing really well. What's up? Hope everyone's doing really well. While we wait, I forgot I had some Lorcana packs that I might as well pull. Hi guys, how are you? Welcome in. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're doing really well. I went to my first ever Vermilion, good to see you. It's been a minute. I went to my first ever card event yesterday at my local game store. Not sure how I felt about it, to be honest. It was I don't know if it was my vibe. If you can say that. I'm not sure if it was my vibe. Playing Lorcana in person was interesting because as I was playing it, I was like, man, I'm not sure that I actually I like playing this, but I'm not sure if I actually enjoy the whole Disney aesthetic as much as I originally anticipated, which was interesting. Part of me was like, maybe I want to play Pokemon and Magic instead. The cards are nice though. And I do like the Disney aesthetic very much. Hey, what's up, Phoenix? There's a really nice Christopher Robin right there. Well, so Susuke, so you know what? Frankly, I actually like re-listening to things because I don't really believe in reactions as a concept. Ooh. But, so if you ever wanted to, just pop in, if you do exclamation point song list, this is a little older now, but we do have a list there. Dumb question, and it's not dumb, but how do I add a song to the suggestions? I would go in Discord and ping the mods because we have a whole system in place now that functionally just is streamlined, and the mods help me streamline it. That might be the best place to do it. But yeah, so that song list is pretty old. I actually need to spend some time probably on Sunday updating it just so that I'm on the same page as you guys, because I think the last time we updated it was either March or even January. So we need to get in there and update it. But, I think everyone's a little bit strapped on time right now. But for me, these Fridays, so I don't have a way of really streamlining anything for patrons, but I feel it's important to give back to the people that are, able. I mean, everyone's important, right? But hey, Azaz, happy Friday. But I feel like it's important to make sure that I'm, caring for the folks that are also providing, financial support for the channel, because they help the channel function basically. But hey, Mello, what's up? But I like doing them publicly because I feel everybody should enjoy music, even if there's a barrier for non-patrons. I want it to be something that is, fun for everybody. So that's why we do these publicly. How's my day been? My day just got started. I went to the gym. I was a little slow today, just because of not sleeping enough. I feel like 8 games came out yesterday that I really wanted to play, and I just wasn't able to. I wanted to stay up really late and just play games last night. Every once in a while I get in a mood where I don't want to go to bed right away. Plus I went to the I went to the store. It's 58 degrees in July. Well, yeah, in the Northeast. Splatoon Raiders is fun. I was just playing that last night. I actually fell asleep playing it, and then I played it. I played it this morning a little bit. It's really nice. I think it's really fun, actually. There's a nice little Randall Boggs holographic. But I gotta slow down with these TCGs. I can't be doing this. This is way too much. This too much stuff. Signalis, yes. I was really happy yesterday. I was playing this game called I was playing a bunch of games yesterday, but I was playing a game yesterday called what's it called? Dragon Sword Awakening, which is basically Genshin Impact, but without any of the gacha. Hey, Danasu! And I really enjoy playing video games that are not gacha games. And so I was really, really happy to support the devs and pick up a game that it essentially has all the makings of gacha, because it was going to be a gacha, but then they just totally got rid of the gacha, which is amazing. So Dragon Sword Awakening is really cool because it literally it's like a Korean Genshin Impact, like almost to a T. But it's fun, and it has all the things that I really like about gacha games, like the chase. It even has the battle pass. But there's no timeline. So there's no end date for the battle pass, which is extremely funny. But this team got into an issue with their publisher. Hound 13 is the team. And so they basically they decided, well, we've lost like however many millions of dollars. So what do we do? And they decided to, instead of not releasing their game because of whatever issues, they decided to go ahead and make it a single player experience. So they basically just replaced everything that would have been gacha in this game. They went ahead and just made it single player. So you can collect every single character in game completely, like just from currency that you find in game. And literally everything is exactly like Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves, but the difference being that there's no stamina, there's no energy system, there's no nothing. And so for me, I was like, well, if I'm gonna tell people that I hate playing, it's like I hate spending on gacha, even though I do. And so like I have to support a team that is willing to say, we're gonna lose a lot of money, but we believe in our game, so we're gonna put it out. And that's Dragon Sword Awakening. So if we have latecomers in the month, Dragon Sword Awakening, I'll show you right now. If we have latecomers to Patreon in a month, they end up on the last stream of the month. That's how we do that, so that we don't have to, that way we balance it out. Also, for those of you who are patrons, update, we were able to create the list. Let me show you what we worked with here. So I made a change so that every patron is now in the title credits. So let me show you what that looks like on the back end here, just so you guys can see it. But anyway, how are you guys? What's going on? Happy Friday. I love these streams. They're always like so incredibly relaxed and chill. Especially yesterday. Yesterday we had a pretty intense Deltarune stream. It's always really nice to go back to the relaxation of our chill Fridays. You just woke up? Wow, lucky. Yeah, unfortunately, Toby wasn't able to do the interview, but only because he's private, which I totally respect. Weird question: Is there any video game you'd suggest for someone who never played video games before? I want to introduce my parents to video games, but I'm unsure where to start. So I think simple stuff. Really, my brain goes to Super Mario World. That was the first thing that my brain went to. Hey, Triata, how are you? My instinct went to Super Mario World. I think 3D is really difficult for people that are non-gamers. But I definitely think that like that's a really good way to introduce people to games without YouTube is being stupid right now. Sorry. You could also show them, well, Super Mario Kart. You could also show them, honestly, Breath of the Wild might really leave them with like a sense of stupor at what you can do, which is really cool, I think, because of how expansive it is. Okay, so wait, let me show you this. This is part of an Arknights video I've got coming out. So many games to play. Marvel Tokon is out, the beta's out for Marvel Tokon. All right, here you go. So this is this will update every 2 weeks, my hope is. But this is the videos will be here on the left, but this is the new. There's the Patreon final screen here. Really nice. I think Raul really nailed it. Oh, this Galaxy Z Fold 8 looks so good, chat. I am so on board with that. What's up, Eddie? You'll never see yourself in that? Well, you're in there. Then I'll see you later. Bye. We gotta pause. It's in alphabetical order, so we're looking for Mogtaki. And you are not here. What the fuck? Oh yeah, we're right there. Boop. You're right there. Hey, Vanya, you watched that 2-hour Portal theme analysis video? What? Anyway, so that's that. So that's a little homework that we've been working on in the back end. And then the game I was talking about that was basically like a buy to play Genshin Impact with no FOMO is this game. You get that mount for free. Wow, why is it fucking 1040? It's like 440. I mean, depending on the lens you look at it in, you could easily say it's like generic fantasy, but it plays well. It's fun. Again, I mean, I have to applaud devs that say, you know what, fuck the gacha system. We're gonna do something different, and we're gonna just release it. I really commend them. You know, it actually has a bit of Grand Blue fantasy in it. The music's actually pretty nice. That's. I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest. I think there are beach skins, actually. Yeah, Splatoon Raiders is weird. But the first couple levels I played, I really liked. So you get your waifus. There's a couple dudes in here, too. They're also releasing more dudes. So this is Dragon Sword Awakening. And it's basically, it's a buy to play gacha game that is not gacha, and I love supporting devs that are willing to say, you know what, we enjoy our game and we want to release it, so we're going to release it. No, Howie, I think the story's done. I think that everything's all set. I don't know. I mean, they also have a future release cycle that they've already talked about. But I mean, it's $30 for what it's worth, which I think is oh no, maybe it's 40. I think it might be 40. But I feel like I don't think there's a single gacha game I could do anything with $30. So for me, I was like, well, $30-$40 which is like a pretty full experience by comparison to like most other gacha in terms of characters and stuff, right? Not in terms of, I know there's a lot of content for free in gacha games, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. The combat's a little sluggish, but I mean, overall, like I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I'd wait for people that have played like 50 hours of it or something so you can see how the story is. I tried to download Arknights the other day, and thankfully every account that I used was not the right account. So Arknights is over officially. I can't log in. So that's, I guess, good. I resisted temptation. The other day I pulled this Mega Darkrai EX, which was really nice. Although with the green screen, can't really tell. Well, I have like four emails. So I think it all just got twisted up. What else? I might be at Gamescom ? So if anybody will be there, maybe I'll see you. I don't know if I'll actually be there or not. It's unclear. What else is going on in my life? Let's see. Cowboy Bebop, we'll have a couple more episodes on Patreon. Kingdom Hearts continues next week. We'll probably finish Kingdom Hearts. FanFest is this weekend. That's right. That'll be interesting to see more of that Everdark trailer. Maybe I'll do another video on that. Densha Attack is a very exciting soundtrack that I've been listening to a lot, and I think Densha Attack is probably one of the best soundtracks of the year. Not gonna lie. Really, really good music in Densha Attack. If you haven't heard it, I suggested a song for the first time for the August list. I'm assuming it's too late to add onto July. I feel like I believe so. Yes, because if the new list is open, then July is basically done. How was it watching Eva in the cinema? Great question. Thank you for asking. It was really uncomfortable. Not for a bunch of different reasons. The hospital scene was less uncomfortable than I anticipated it was going to be. There were like a lot of people shuffling in. So thankfully the hospital scene was pretty okay. Hey, Askator, what's up? Because it's in like the first 10 minutes of the movie. There was a certain scene. I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't seen End of Evangelion, but I will say the scene with Asuka with the angels was incredibly intense in the theater, even though I'd already seen it. Also, some of the imagery, the imagery in general was really, 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 really palpable. Now the screen wasn't huge, right? But like it was still like bigger than my monitor. So a lot of the things that I sort of precursorily experienced while watching it felt a lot worse in the movie theater. There's the scene with Gendo with Adam and Eve with the seed of Adam. That sequence that was like kind of way more uncomfortable in the theater. The whole like middle back section was insane in the theater, as I expected it to be. With the gloop, with the all the stuff that happens there with the tang. Yeah, we're talking about the screening I went to. I mean, it was incredible. It was incredible to be in a room with people. There was a girl that was there dressed as Asuka. That was funny. You know, the guys in front of me were like, maybe some of you were there. The guys in front of me were like bitching about Doomsday. It was very like Reddit pilled. I was like, wow, so these are real life Redditors. No, just because you're in the room with other people, but also like seeing people, seeing these scenes in a larger screen with the louder music and with a bit more surround sound, and some of the details were a little bit clearer. What was actually interesting is that I found myself thinking more while I was watching it, more so than I thought about. I mean, I love Evangelion. For those of you that don't know, like Evangelion at this point is probably my favorite anime. But it was more thought provoking to see it in the movie theater as well, on a second pass too. And I find myself just like, and then the end, it ends, and it just ended. That's it. The credits are at the halfway mark. There were no credits at the end of the movie. The movie ends. The end. Really cool. You've never watched Evangelion before? Definitely watch it with your parents. Definitely watch it with your parents. They'll love it. Good morning, Yoshi. Good morning. Definitely watch it with your parents. Nothing could go wrong watching Evangelion with your parents. But if you haven't seen Evangelion, I truly think it is one of the absolute marvels of cinema. It's astounding. It's so beautiful. I think it was the rewatch and the medium, to be honest. I think it was the rewatch and being in the theater. It was a very it was a beautiful experience. Really, it was. I would do it again. In fact, I even checked because they said that they were doing second screenings. So hold on one tiny second. Sorry. All right. But yeah, no, just amazing. It was honestly, it was so good. If Yoko Taro's Evangelion goes right, it might cause another impact in the market. I think that'll be the fourth impact. The thing is, the merchandise for Evangelion is so delectable as is. So imagining that is very satisfying. A couple other things. Access to Silver Palace beta. Silver Palace is a game to watch for sure. Problem is, locked behind gacha, which is sucky. Such a good game. I really like it. It just sort of sucks that it's like another gacha game. I don't know. I think the time. Now, don't get me wrong. I think like the music in gacha games, I think is something I always want to talk about. But I don't think I can play them anymore, other than Wuthering Waves. I think I might be done. I think I might be out in the gacha scene. I just can't. Like Silver Palace is so polished. There's so many like wonderful classical music pieces that are then remixed. Amazing. It really looks good. But I think I don't know. You know, I think I'll still take gacha sponsorships and still talk about the music, because I think the music is actually actually astounding in gacha games. But I don't think I can play them anymore. I think I'm kind of tired. Yeah. I mean, I don't despise them. I don't think they're slop. I mean, some are obviously, but you know, all the ones that are kind of that people talk about, I don't think are necessarily slop at all. Like I don't think Genshin's slop. I don't think Wuwa's slop. I don't think Silver Palace will be slop. But I find myself like getting excited. And then I'm like, you know, like it sounds dumb, but I'd rather go and collect Pokemon cards in truth. You know what I mean? Like I would rather buy a $40 video game, obviously, you know? So I think I might be done after Like if, yeah, I think that's probably it for me. Anything from Genshin today? Well, I'll find out in 2 seconds. Let me see. Yeah, I think I can appreciate the music, and I think it does deserve to be appreciated in truth. I think the music in gacha games is fantastic. I really do. But I really don't think I want to play anymore. Especially because, like, here's the thing. I'm not saying these well, fuck, they look this is a Charjabug, a Mankey, and a Sizzlepede. I don't think these cards are going to be worth more than like 2 cents or like $1, right? But like, at least I can sell these. You know what I mean? At least I can sell these and I can get rid of them if I don't want them anymore. Even if it's like 50 cents. You know? And I think like, I think that's okay. I think I'd rather, you know, look, I mean, there's a Clefairy in here that's so beautiful that my wife pulled. Where is it? Oh yeah, look how nice this Wailord is. Even this Wailord. So there's a Clefairy I pulled for like $22. Okay, not that I'm not gonna go and like try to sell it for $22, right? I'm not. They're really beautiful to collect. Look how beautiful this card is. This is probably like what, a dollar maybe to sell, but at least I can sell this. You know. Like that has kind of changed my perspective on stuff, I'd say. I'd rather gacha IRL. Exactly. 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 Well, I mean, hours and hours and hours. In terms of Genshin Impact today, though, we do have a Genshin Impact song, yeah. You'll play games when you're retired. They probably won't be gacha, though. This is mainly a music channel. I try to make it 60% music, 40% games. Like, playing them. But also, like, it's a pain in the ass to... Hey, Draco, what's up? Sela. I mean, the thing is, like, the hobby of Pokemon cards, or even playing them, is not fun. Like, they cost so much money, and if they don't cost a lot of money, they're already sold out. You know, the MSRP for this shit, like this Elite Trainer box I have here, should be like $50. I think I paid like $80. Now I really like Pitch Black, so that's why I invested in it. Because it's like, I finished the deck in Pokemon TCG Live, and I was like, oh, I really like this deck. Let me buy these cards. But I would never have done that otherwise. Because it just takes up space, you know? And like what the fuck am I gonna do with all these cards? Like, there's like, what am I gonna do with all this? You know, I'd much rather buy. Oh fuck! I'd much rather buy the Pokemon Adventures manga and read that, which is what I'm doing. Well, exactly. Put them in a binder, and then what? Let them sit. Don't worry. I'm sure Trainer Misty's Vitality will be worth thousands of dollars. Yeah, I mean, if you like to collect, Union Avenue, I guess, Union, whatever Union game, they had an Evangelion collab. I might look into the cards. Anyway, so the game plan for today is pretty straightforward. We will be listening to we will be listening to Luigi's theme. Oh, of course my head's in the way, so Luigi's theme. Hey Mordecai. Monolith from MechWarrior 5, Genshin Impact, Dark Souls 3, RoboQuest, Warhammer 40k, V-Rally 2, Octopath Traveler. I'll probably do Mercenaries, Valley Without Wind. We'll do Toho. We'll do Destiny 2. Murder of the Yangtze River, The Red Coronation, and then God of War Ragnarok, which is our little experiment to see how Sony handles copyright. That's the plan. So let's get started, yeah? Today's Friday. And so I want to have a chill day. You guys feel free to stay or come and go as you please. No video today or tomorrow. Well, no, that's not true. I might get this Arknights Enfield video out with this amazing boss theme today. But yeah, I would say something that's been on my mind recently is balance. 7 streams, lie? What's up, Quay? Speaking of Quay, I don't know if you I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, but House Quay here, where is it? Designed a beautiful piece of artwork for me featuring Trance Kuja in the style of Yoji Shinkawa. Look how pretty that is. I'll share it with the community here in a couple days, but I wanted to share that with you. Really, really nice. Beautiful work. I love that it's like Metal Gear Final Fantasy 9. My 2 favorite games. So appreciate that. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? I've been thinking about balance a lot, and what's really interesting and difficult for me is that sometimes, sometimes there are seasons for one thing and not seasons for another. So like lately, the season, because I upload less frequently too. So lately the season has been a little bit more Asian flavored. You know, a little bit more, well, Warframe's not Asian at all. And I think these videos are actually, these do have a lot of Japanese stuff in them, which I've been getting some pushback towards, which is very interesting. Obviously this was a sponsored video, but also Asian. This actually has a whole bunch of stuff in it. A lot of Japanese stuff, not Asian. Not, well, he lives in Japan, but not Asian. Asian, not Asian, not Asian, not Asian. Okay, so a lot of Asian, not Asian from a month ago. Not Asian. It's not all Asian in here, although I'm talking about Asian stuff in here. Not Asian. Okay, not Asian, but Asian with Loomis Company. Okay, so a lot of Asian stuff. and I'm finding that interesting. No, people aren't calling me a weeb, but they are saying that I heavily cater and prefer Grime 2. Yeah, no, I know about Grime 2. It's always in the back of my mind, actually, and trying to figure out ways to put it in a video. I I don't understand. I don't understand the like the resistance to like Japanese and Korean and Chinese music. Personally, like it kind of it. I hesitate to say it, but it kind of feels ever so slightly xenophobic, slightly. And I throw that word around. Let me be clear. I'm not saying that people are xenophobic. Well, some of them are. But I think what is interesting to me is that I very much gravitate towards Japanese music and Asian music in general because of how much it relies on melody, and it's very straightforward in that melodic production, which I really like personally. Like that's what I grew up with. So I have a predisposition to gravitate towards that sound. Now, I spent 15 years only singing opera in Western, Western music. So like, but like I have no attachment to Halo whatsoever. In fact, I don't really like Halo's music. It's fine. I don't think it's like I don't think it's God tier. I really don't. That's not to say that I think it's shit, obviously, but I don't go crazy for. I'm more likely to go crazy for Gears, based on what I've heard, than I am for Halo. Doesn't do it for me at all. Destiny music, I love. It's great. But when I think of like videos that I want to make, it usually doesn't land on Western music, which is interesting. And so I've been thinking about this quite a bit, just because I do get enough. Well, obviously Doom, of course, and I do also think about obviously Risk of Rain 2. I mean, I've done a lot of these videos. Hollow Knight, I've done videos on all of this stuff at one point or another, but yeah, I don't know, just this is a me issue, obviously, because it's like this part of my job is balance. But it's interesting though, because I don't know, like it's tough when you're a variety channel. You do need to think about, and I do try to think about the variety on the channel, because I want people to feel like they can show up and visit, right? But I'm not sure though. Like a lot of this. That's why I asked this question about what's the best VGM not composed in Japan. Like I don't think Hades is underrated at all. Like this is a crazy statement. No offense, greatest meow meow. Hades underrated? I hear about Hades all the time. Celeste is amazing. That's another example. Danny Baranowski, of course, is incredible. But when people complain about too much Asian music in games, I don't think they're thinking Danny Baranowski. In truth, I don't think they're thinking about that. The Witcher 3. I mean, I have 500 hours in The Witcher 3. I love The Witcher. But it's odd though. I don't feel compelled to make videos on it, and I don't know why that is. Anyway, doesn't matter. Just talking out loud. I love Okami, yeah. I need to play it. Maybe it's the weeb phase coming out. It might be. It really might be. It really might be. With a lot of music that's not from Japan, for instance, I feel like I don't have a lot to I have a lot to say. I mean, like Blasphemous's music is great. Doom's music is great, but I feel like I've already kind of said what I wanted to say about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's true. Here's a great example. Most of the incredible music made by World of Warcraft's amazing composers, it is baffling to me that nobody is thinking about them. This is 20 years plus of the best fantasy music ever produced. I think one that could resonate with an opera singer would be Ruins of Zin Ashanri. Or you could listen to the Warlords of Draenor soundtrack. I mean, Neil Acree is an incredible composer. But I don't know why my brain's like, okay. Fantasy, okay. It's weird. It's because it's not like I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like I like World of Warcraft's music. But I don't feel this draw to it at all to like make videos about it. I don't know, it's very interesting. You know, it's not a thing for chat to solve. It's just something that, you know, when I think about balance, I think about that a lot. You know, I think about balance a lot. And what Acadian said is true. It is my variety channel. Anyway, I don't know what the point of that was. Just to share. Yes, I saw that about Falcom. Don't even get me started on Square Enix. You want to see something so fucked? It pissed me off so bad the other day. Look at this. Where is it? Also, no, Escator, I don't play Enfield, but I do like the music. Ready? Look at this. Ready? Look at this. Square Enix. Square Enix, Square Enix, Square Enix, Square Enix. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing with this scorched earth bullshit? What are you doing? Why? Why are you doing this? Stop. What are you doing with this fucking dumb scorched earth bullshit? Stop it. Stop. Next tone's gotten way too crazy. Way too crazy. Stupid. Yeah, no, they were talking about the non-gamer series. I definitely think that that's true. I definitely have a predilection to Japanese music in those, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, phases are interesting. Well, let's get started with music. All right, so speaking of, you like to see the behind the curtain like that? Oh yeah, that's fine. No, that doesn't make, I'm not pissed to show it. It's just annoying because I just think it's irresponsible of them and disrespectful to people that actually like care. Like especially me, I grew up with Square Enix, so it really upsets me that that they would just be like, well, we decided that we were gonna make a YouTube channel all about Square Enix music. Therefore, anybody who even remotely talks or even plays a track from Square Enix will now suffer. You know? Meanwhile, like, they have, what? Final Fantasy VII Revelations.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
I'm dressing as Gandalf the Grey today.
You are? Thank you so much. Oh, I mean, Arknight's music is composed by Americans in LA. Like, let's be clear. If I make a video on Densha Attack, it looks and it is so incredibly Japanese. That thing is fucking composed by T. Lopez. Like, this is so funny. Oh, one tiny second. Sorry. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's get started. Sorry, I had to talk to my editor. All right, let's dive in, shall we? Luigi's theme, speaking of weeb stuff, and Japanese stuff. Mario Strikers Charged. Surprise, I'm now Turandot tier. With the World Cup craze going on, or was going on, I figured I'd pick something, you know, soccer related. So this is for the underdogs. Cool. Let's listen. Oh, shit. Wow. Hey, Hua Duong, how are you? Wow. So I think that's something like really comical to me about this is that it's Luigi, right? And so I think that I think that it's silly, and I think it's playful, and I think that it's optimistic and also like serious and cunning and all these things at the same time, but it also has this little bit of slight tongue-in-cheek quality to it. Now it's actually like a pretty incredible theme. But what I find interesting about it is that it's in like polar juxtaposition to the character that is Luigi. And I think that's brilliant because it what we perceive of as Luigi is actually this this music, which is so incredibly powerful and tense. And I think that the juxtaposition there is actually comedy. It's comedy gold. To take something that we really didn't anticipate, having Luigi be like this swashbuckling, debonair sex symbol, with castanets and flamenco guitar and so on and so forth. The vibes are immaculate. You heard some. Wait, you got whiplash from hearing someone stream music outside of that. When you hear a piece of music that you would expect. Okay. You know, it's interesting because I kind of love that the trumpet to me is like brazenness and toughness, and I kind of just picture Luigi like kind of like doing like one of these like little pop 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 pop, like he's getting ready, you know what I mean? He's like, Mario, you're not gonna fight me, and so like everything is kind of like a little amped up. Again, I think it's comedy more so than it is seriousness. But I love how there are these little individual instruments that kind of highlight like his like subconscious mind as he's like getting psyched up, okay, Mario, And like that's a prime example. Like that descending down is so funny to me because he's like basically being like, "Oh no, I'm tough." You know what I mean? But he's not gonna take any shit, you know? Why is jazz and flamenco or Spanish vibe music mixed so well? Well, I don't know. But I think if I were going to really think about it, I think that my first instinct is to say there's a push and pull there because jazz, not always, but jazz in general, stereotypically is a relaxed, has a relaxed quality to it, depending on the kind of jazz. But well, first of all, I don't think there's any jazz in here. This is all like a flamenco Spanish flair, I would say. Again, based on my limited knowledge of the particular genre. But I think that there's a really interesting push and pull there that is very satisfying to listen to, which I like a lot. So I think that that's why it mixes well. It's fun. It's fun. Moreover, I think, I don't know. I mean, I think both express polar opposite opinions and feelings, and music. I think that's probably why, but I don't know. I'm sure there's a jazz flamenco expert in chat who will explain it. Also, hi guys, welcome in. All right, MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, Monolith. Battle music from the newer MechWarrior games. This is one of a handful of tracks from two of the newest MechWarrior games that I feel are uniquely MechWarrior. Cool, let's do it. Oh, also gold star on Luigi's theme. Yeah, so I think this is interesting because this has a sound of a mercenary getting it done. You're showing up to work. You're in that fucking giant mech suit. You're in the cockpit, and it's dirty, and it's grimy, and life fucking sucks, and you need to get money to buy booze and drugs. You know, like there's a grunge to it that's really interesting. It's heavy, it's plotty, boom bam bum bum beat on boom bam. And I think that really serves it. It's a little bit like, it has a little bit of a 90s flair, I think. Like this could easily spit into like hair rock. But it is heavy though. Yeah, so there's drive. It's a pretty strong beat, right? But then on top of that, what's interesting is that there's still the sense of when I hear the notes kind of sustained and suspended, I actually think that there's also depression attached to it because again, this life sucks. And so everything is intense. Everything is like kind of do or die. No matter what you're doing, you're never really able to relax. Not even when you're sleeping, right? And so that intensity, I think, like is really lingers throughout that. Ba, bra, ba, da, ba, da, ya, da, da, ba, right? And so it's just like constant. It's oppressive kind of in its own way. The chorus is an interesting touch as well. Alright, so it's changing up here. This is nice. So it's interesting because even through all that bleakness, right around minute 2, so at exactly halfway of the track, you start to build up momentum. And here we start to really shift gears and we move into you start to move into this optimism. Optimism is too strong a word. You move into like courage through adversity, you know, courage under fire. These kinds of like emotional themes. And again, every composer does this in a slightly different way given the context. It's interesting because it's kind of stodgy, like it feels very heavy. And in some ways I don't like that. And in fact, I think it could have used with a little bit more variety within itself. But that being said, it very clearly fits the necessity of the piece. And so while it's not my favorite sound because it's kind of just like I want more, or I want some variation on that where I want a little bit more more filled in, more texture. It doesn't matter because ultimately, like, I'm just sharing that with you because, well, I can, but oh shit. I'm just sharing that with you because I feel like I should point out something that I think, right? But I think that it obviously makes perfect sense for the context. It makes sense for the mech idea perfectly. So it's just it's very, very, very about size and scale. And I think that's cool. Yeah, I didn't know Gundams wore capes, by the way. Yeah, who knew? I didn't know. Yeah, that's pretty sick though, huh? Also, what's up with the synthetic arm, the bandaged arm here? It's all very interesting design here, choices here. Speaking of mechs, I was at Barnes & Noble yesterday and I saw like the fucking sexiest angel-winged Gundam I've ever seen, and I was like this close to being like, time to start a new hobby. Except I have 2 over here that I still need to fucking do. So I can't say that I can buy that. But I was like, since when did Gundam have angel wings? And I was like, ooh, that is beautiful. But I said no. I resisted temptation. Yeah, it was Wing Zero EW. Yes, it was. Now that is fucking gorgeous, bruh. That is insane to me. If I saw this shit flying through the air, I would piss and shit myself at the same time. I really would. There's no way. Biblically accurate Gundam. Really, I mean, you know, so as a track, I felt that lacked a little bit in terms of its like, okay. What I think it did really well was I think it really showcased workmanship and like plugging through and going about and just carrying on and just like, gotta get your paycheck and I gotta keep busting my ass and I gotta keep moving forward and it sucks and I could die every single day. That's what that track sort of iterates to me. But also I wish that there was a little bit more, whatever that even means, you know, like cause I feel like it gets a little bit again, works for the oppression, works for the feeling of like being limited and being stuck. But I wish that there was a little bit more expansion of the concepts, you know? A lot of MechWarrior, you're walking across landscapes slowly with a chance of just getting randomly gossed in the head. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, and you hear the walking, you know what I mean? Trix, I don't know how you've done it, but you are currently on a 170-day stream streak, which is mind-blowing to me. Thank you. Please take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Oh wow, you know, Gundam Wing Endless Waltz Wing Gundam Zero is only $80, $76. That's actually not unreasonable. I was expecting 200 min. Like the Gundam Seed Destiny Strike Freedom Gundam MGEX one. I'm not gonna show you this because, well, actually, hold on. I think no, I can't. Hold on. Can I do this? Yeah, I can. This guy's fucking crazy. But I don't think he's worth $180. $180 is a little too much for me for that. I could buy a whole pack of Pokemon cards and go gambling for that price. How big? That's a personal question. 16 inches. Gundam Wing perfect grade. Oh, $210 for the perfect grade. Which honestly, I don't even think it's that cool. Like, I actually think the other one's cooler than this. Like, it looks fine, but I actually like the more rigid wings. Like this is super dope to me. Look how nice that is. That's beautiful. Anyway, so MechWarrior 5, pretty cool. I mean, I think mechs are interesting. I think in this year or in 2027, I'd like to finally build. What do I have again? I have I can't remember. Ooh, a black MGSD Wing Gundam Zero structural coating black. Oof, fuck. Nope, I gotta, please, I can't do this right now. My goal for, for August is to not, to like really pull back on spending. Blackluster Soldier didn't leave any comment on this Genshin Impact track, which is Scintilloitsut of Koitar. No fucking way that's a real song, but okay. Let's listen to this. Scintilloitsut of Koitar. That's a slur in a language, I'm sure of it. I've just gotten in trouble. There's an Eva... What? What do you mean there's an Eva? Wait, hold on. Eva 0... Why would you say that to me? Why would you say that? Oh my fucking god. That was 300. Holy fuck, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at that. Holy shit. Wow. I love the colors. I love the darker purple hue on that. My god. You know, I'm Eva Pilled. I saw a picture of a friend went to go see like a Fish concert. Fish the band. Not Fish, like Fish. Like, and the colors were purple, green, and yellow. And I go, Evangelion. I'm so fucking tapped out. It's literally what I thought of when I saw him. I was like, oh, Evangelion colors. Why? Also, I love that the Evo 1 is... I love that there's a slight hunch in the posture. It's slightly crabby. Because it makes them so much more, like, visceral and scary. Because they're not clean. Like, the Evas are kind of dirty. And, like, what their purpose is... Don't spoil it for people that haven't seen Evangelion in the chat. But, like they're not... Like... I love the fact that this isn't it with the Evas. There's so much going on in this that you wouldn't know unless you've seen the anime. And I love the bubbling of the below the surface and like just look at the hunch, you know, especially in the lower mid back and the way that it curves and it's just such a visceral, it's just so like raw. I love it so much. Anyway, all right, let's get back on track. All right, let's listen to this. No, Note Cry is a whole separate area. Nice repeat. Yeah, that's really great. I actually think that's probably my favorite iteration of Photon of Fluctuation, a song that got incredibly annoying to me the more I listened to it. But this one, there's a couple other versions of it that I really like that I can't remember, but I always sort of winced a little bit. I really don't like Photon of Fluctuation, the original, very much. I don't know why. It just sort of bugs me. But this is great because I think it's pretty amazing what we do here, because we have, in the beginning, we have all this passing the ball. So we have a lot of exchanging of the instruments, which is really lovely because it builds and creates tension. And then as it sort of continues, then we start to pick up and we get into that Photon of Fluctuation motif, which is the prime time battle theme. And it's what's interesting to me about this particular piece is that when we add the white voice or the white singing, it actually raises the danger quite a bit, and I think that's because of just the general viscerality, the visceralness of that very exposed, essentially exposed yell, which is it's very evocative music. And obviously we hear this in The Witcher 3, we hear this in a lot of Slavic inspired songs, Baltic stuff, so on and so forth. So I think it's really effective at creating tension. But then also too, what's cool is that it just grows and grows, and but then it also pulls back, and then like even then, like to pull back to just the string is really interesting because it kind of showcases the ebbs and flows of battle itself. There's dissipation, there's expansion, there's this twisting and turning, which is really beautiful. And I think it's an amazing variation on the theme, right? Because the theme is highlighted in the middle of the section, and then it moves on and it carries off on its own. It's lovely and quite beautiful. It's crazy. Okay, how do I say this without getting people mad at me? Well, you guys won't get mad at me, but it almost sounds, and this isn't like a comparison. It almost sounds like too good for Genshin. Like Genshin's music is always very good, right? And it feels like it's like it almost feels like it doesn't belong in a gacha game. You know what I mean? And this is what we were talking about at the very beginning of this, where it is like so good that it doesn't really feel like it fits the space of a gacha game. And this is like, when people call gacha games slop, I think that's such a very stupid thing to say, because this music is so high quality that it automatically also lifts the quality of the rest of the game because of how good it is, right? And it's something that like a lot of other games that are gacha games really lack in, which is a strong like general overworld battle theme that like Wuthering Waves has made great strides to improve its music, and its music is very good. But I still think that the battle themes that are the best are still the ones that live inside of Genshin, which is great. And before I'm quoted out of context. Yeah, it's a shame that so much of my experience with the community has been so bad for no like real particular reason, because it has definitely altered the way I listen to these pieces. Um, but you know, we live and we learn and we move on. But yeah, I think that this is really really good. I don't. What's weird is that like the tracks that I heard from Notlan, I really didn't care for like at all. Um, but so much of the Node Cry stuff just really landed and is fantastic. And yeah, it's amazing. Unfortunately, there are people that have called me a racist for saying something like that, which is incredibly stupid. But anyway, I really, really enjoyed that, and I especially liked, well, which ironically is the most replayed part. So it's actually really great because I think part of the reason why I like it is because it doesn't incessantly repeat itself. My favorite alt-right YouTuber. I don't know about that. I wouldn't say that. You do know I was in the arts for 14 years. Right? I mean, I do think that it's the evolution of classical music in that I think it like carries on a lot of the traditions. But also, I was referring specifically to Yu Peng Chen. Oh, because I was called a racist. Yeah, that's right. I was referring specifically to Yu Peng Chen because Yu Peng Chen's writing was very symphonic in its nature. You know, life is a race, and you're my favorite racist. But anyway, let's get back to the music. I love that this little corner especially. So we have the beginning, which is all like sort of jagged as we're tossing the ball from one instrument to another instrument to another instrument to another instrument. So that's really cool. And then I really appreciate that then here, so that beginning is a little bit more rhythmic, whereas then here we get into the free flow. And it's interesting because here, right here, so this beautiful melody, but it actually pulls, I think it pulls focus really interestingly because underneath, you see how it's interesting because then actually the instruments, they actually they increase in tempo, they increase in dynamic, so they increase in dynamic, they fill out, and then they actually end up taking over, and they kind of actually swallow whole the melody that's playing right before, which is actually really beautiful. Let me you see how it's just the lower strings, and then we get into the right. So this particular sound to me, and then we'll move on, but just I really like this little section. This particular sound to me, the reason why I said that this music feels like it's almost too good for Genshin is what I mean to say is this part where there's this agitation in the vocals, hey, boom, dum, boom, da, dee, da. That actually sounds way more serious than the things that you would be doing in the game. You know, like this is probably a simple battle tune, right? So like it doesn't necessarily match the circumstances because of how heavy it is, right? And because of how intense it is and how volatile it is and how poised and sort of laid out bare it is. It's very intense. And And so I can't imagine fighting like whatever whatever Node Cry's hilly churl version of is you know what I mean? Like it doesn't match for me. You're fighting a singular slime and you get this, the enemies you get in Node Cry are kind of body horror mutants. Okay, well then, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, so it's interesting how you get this like very heavy push and yeah, I mean it's a beautiful piece. It's a beautiful piece. It's a beautiful piece. I really like this piece. And yeah, unfortunately, I would say it's true that I have become kind of jaded towards the community because there's a lot of nice people in the Genshin community too. But there's also the crazy. Unfortunately, I've seen how crazy it can get, and I kind of sometimes I just don't want to touch it at all because it's just too much. It's too much. It's just too crazy. Simply put, it's just too crazy for me. It's too voracious. It's too much of like a tsunami when it doesn't go. Hey Sagusa, thank you. When it doesn't go the way that some parts of it wanted to go, it just turns kind of sour. And I just unfortunately I just don't want to deal with that anymore. But which just sucks because there's a lot of stuff that I do want to talk about still. But yeah, I don't know. I never experienced. See, every time it's fucked up. Every time I hear Genshin, inevitably like I want to talk about like because there's like this urge to articulate oneself, but it's the internet we're talking about, and like the internet doesn't care at large, doesn't care what the truth is. They just care about like what their feelings are about something, and that is the truth. And that's lame, and I hate that so much. But unfortunately, yeah, no, Genshin as a game and Genshin's music has unfortunately been pretty tarnished. But it is nice when it pops up in my. Should you stop suggesting? No, please don't. I like it a lot. Please don't. Please continue. I really like it. I'd much rather listen to it like this in a smaller, chill space. Oh, should I stop suggesting? Just say the word. Oh, you're kidding? No. Please don't stop. I really enjoy listening to it in these smaller, relaxed streams where I feel like we can just, share and I can share and you guys can share and we can talk about it. Because I don't think anybody in a Patreon live stream thinks I'm a piece of shit. If you do think I'm a piece of shit, you might not want to be here. It's a strange place to be. But yeah, does it suck that like the minute that I like do something, some random person on Twitter is like, "Oh, this has ruined my day. This stream, I love Genshin music and blah, blah, blah." And then people talking about how I quit because I couldn't hack it and all this other random bullshit. I don't need that in my life. You know what I mean? So, unfortunately, my greatest imposter syndrome comes from that. How fragile, exactly. Oh, them. Yeah. Oh, no. I thought they were saying that about me because they would also say that about me. I've never been gaslit by people online more than that particular community. Which is crazy. They'll say stuff to you just so that you end up looking like a piece of shit. It's insane. It's honestly, it's just crazy. Because they know there's normal people in there. I know they're in there. Where are you? And those are my people. But also because, like, for instance, in Wuthering Waves, I've removed the bad actors from my streams and from my interactions. And so I don't see all the, because there's plenty of shit in Wuthering Waves and really in all gacha games. Well, in all games, really. In all games. In Halo and, even Warframe's got some bad apples. Every fan base has bad apples. We know this. But it's interesting because in Genshin, they're like, it's like it's like a very tiny hole, like a bum hole, and you flood it with water. You douche it, and that shit just like goes right into that little tiny, and then it's a flood of of pee. Not that I've ever douched my asshole, but but that's what it feels like. That's what it seems like when you just like you have a little tiny hole that only one person should enter at a time, but then all of a sudden it's like 100 people in one place. All the bad actors kind of come in and flood it. I don't know why my brain went there. Oh, you know why? It's because the other day I was talking about Sausage Party. You could rant about my takes. Why? I think that's mostly I know you're not, but it's like, what's there to rant about? How I was wrong? I don't know. What is wrong? You know? What is the... I appreciate that though, you know? I think it's good to have a variety of perspectives. Yeah, exactly. No, totally, Vanyar, yeah. Okay, anyway, so I'm so sorry. I hate to bring all that stuff up. And Blackluster, by all means, keep the Genshin coming. I enjoy listening to it. But never give me the original Photon of Fluctuation ever, please. If there's one song I genuinely really hate from Genshin Impact, it is actually that song. The variations, I'm totally okay with. But the original? Mm-mm. Hi, Gavita, how are you? I think what's tough, too, is that I want to be a part of so many communities. But unfortunately, I don't feel like I'm able to at this point. Do you plan to listen to the second Dottore boss theme? I certainly can. The original is like a placeholder. Well, that's true, but the original is also the original. Oh, I think that's pretty fine, Miyoto. Yeah, Wua fans are very desperate for people to like appreciate their game. It's like, why don't you just let the game speak for itself? Just shut up. Oh, rant in a nerdy way. Oh, yeah, that's all right. We can fight in a nerdy way. That's fine. That sounds fun, actually. You're playing DNA again? Nice. You're pro name and shame. So what you're saying is you like my my new video series on my shorts where I sing about my mean comments. All right, so the Crimson Bat. This is cool. I've heard this a bunch already before, but as you know, I hate reactions. So this is great. I'm really looking forward to re-listening to this. It's been a real minute since I heard the Crimson Bat. I think I've heard it at least 3 times. What's funny is that if you like Reddit my name, there'll be people that like are convinced that I'm like best friends with Tectone, and like because I was in one chat or like I'm like in some way associated with him, which I'm absolutely not. I did one thing with him. But it's usually one guy, you know, but they're crazy. I mean, they're genuinely nuts. And then the only thing that sucks, though, is that people are like, wait, what? I thought he was... And then people be like, no, he's actually one of those content creators. He's a piece of shit. And then, unfortunately, that kind of spreads. So, you know, that's when I get a little bit mad, because I'm like, why you gotta slander me? Why you gotta slander me to the good people? Let them make their own opinions. All right. Crimson Bat, unreleased soundtrack. It's really interesting. Hey, Disco Elysium. You know, I would love to do more Disco Elysium, but the copyright claims on that suck. So unfortunately, I can't. A lot of the Flight's music ends up being copyright no-no zone, which really sucks. Because you're right, Disco Elysium has really powerful music. In fact, when I listened to it the first time 4 years ago, when I was still fresh off of my father's death, it made me so intensely emotional. It was like being like frozen. Have I tried Esoteric Web? I have tried it. Yeah, no, I tried it when it first came out. It's a great both games are great. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not much of a reader in my video games unless it's like a JRPG. Like Disco Elysium doesn't scratch my balls, or I'm sorry, doesn't scratch my brain, my balls. Doesn't scratch my brain the way that like a JRPG read does, you know? Sorry, I don't know. Sorry. I said balls. Oh shit. You'll be happy to know that I fixed my bitrate issues. It turned out that the reason why the stream would die half the time is because I was pointing the game captures, the clips, and the video captures to an external USB drive. And it turns out that's a big no-no. So I've moved it to a different drive that's a solid state that's sitting not in my computer, but no, it isn't actually in my computer. But yeah, it's a solid state. But I was was using an external USB like LaCie drive, and OBS did not like that very much. So I have fixed it. Like I just clipped the ball thing, and it worked. Oh, Amanda loves to read Disco Elysium. I think I'm too stupid for Disco. I mean, I'm like a pretty like intelligent person, I would say, but Disco Elysium, I just feel I'm entirely too like, I just don't. My brain doesn't think that way. My brain doesn't read that way. Like I like it in theory, and I like building a character that would be really manipulative but very persuasive at the same time. Don't get me wrong. Like I mean, there are parts of the like whole RPG sort of like world that I'm really into, and I like creating characters that will totally like, you know, get what they want by using their words. That's my favorite sort of thing to fiddle with when I'm playing those kinds of games. But then they start talking about like communism and fucking like what the purpose of life when it comes to alcoholism is, and like, you know, other stuff like that. And then I don't know, man. I just check out of Disco Elysium. It has a book. I would read that. I like reading. I would probably read a book about Disco Elysium. I almost bought the Arknights lore book, but that shit was about to be $130, and I like Arknights, but I don't like Arknights that much. Well, that's not true because I spent like $1,000 in that game. But Sacred and Terrible Air is the name of the book. What's up? All right, anyway, all that to say, I really like that track. No, I'm not racist for liking the region that has white people in it. Thank you for sharing it. Bro, on Twitter, they straight up were like, I can't believe he would insult the gamelan, the instrument of my people. I'm like, what the fuck is a gamelan, bro? I didn't do anything. Anyway, Crimson Bat. I know what a gamelan is, but it's really interesting mystery when a soundtrack is finished and composed. Then for reasons unknown, never used in the game, especially when it sounds so good. For me, it is up there with some of the finer works that Yuka Kitamura did for the Soul series. Yeah, my interview with her was lovely. It's just going to take us like a month to edit because neither I nor my editor speak Japanese. So sometimes we were pausing, or she would ask a question to us, to Sumika, and I was just sitting there like, this is lovely to listen to. I am enjoying listening to Yuka Kitamura and Sumika Inoue speaking Japanese to each other, but I have no idea what the fuck they're saying. So it was just kind of like, so I have no idea how my editor is going to edit this video, but we're going to do our best, and then hopefully she likes it, and then she's like, okay, I don't sound stupid, but I have no idea, because sometimes she'd be like this, or she'd like pause, and I'd be like, man, this is amazing. What is happening? Anyway, so this is a appropriately timed Crimson Bat. Be nice to revisit. And in truth, one of the most bizarre and interesting and beautiful things about Kitamura-san is that she is like a little Japanese woman, but then she literally like does this. You know what I mean? Like this, like where does this come from? And I tried to understand it in my interview with her. Like, how do you do this? Because you seem very nice. Like, how does this come out of you? And it's just for her, it's all about based on what she said, it was all about like fitting the mold of the character. Is that interview out yet? No, don't worry, it'll be out in like a month, and I'll make sure that it's like blasted everywhere, because I know that the From Softies will really enjoy it. Especially because like this entire channel was basically built off of FromSoft, so it was a really big deal to me to interview her. Yeah, she's definitely a creative, that's for sure. I already did a video with Alex. So what's really amazing to me? What's really amazing to me about about the strings is that it literally feels like. So this is the image I have of the bat, and interestingly enough, it feels like it slowly lurches its way towards you. And there's this. Do I create my own music? No, I don't. I'm an interpreter. I'm not a composer. I have never had a single desire to compose in my entire life. My dad used to be like, "Why don't you write your own music?" And I was like, "The fuck? Why? I can't just sing other people's. Why would I want to compose my own?" Fuck no. No, I'm not a composer. But you hear how there's a lurch and ba 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 ba, you know, and that's so fun to me, because there's this like moving and like sort of plodding towards you, but it's kind of broken and deformed. I will tell you a secret. I am doing a cover of an Undertale song that's not Flower Man, not yet anyway. With someone that's actually on the album of Deltarune. So I'm very excited about that. So I'm going to record that next week. Very excited. I have to learn it first. It'll be really fun and very professional. I'm really looking forward to it. And Materia has been so good to me, chat. Like, I know that Materia has gotten like a bad rap in the space, but I connected with somebody there when I was trying to ask if Toby wanted to be interviewed. And this person has been so helpful, and has released the auto claims from Materia for anything gameplay or editorial. So I'm actually really grateful with how Materia has been helping me to make sure that these claims are not, that they're valid claims, but they're not valid for the context of what it is for. I'm very grateful that I have a fan at Materia who knew my videos and already enjoyed what I do. So I feel very blessed. Anyway, so this lurching is really interesting, right? Because you hear like this, like, first of all, I also think like the shrill upper register is very bat-like itself. Like obviously Crimson Bat to me indicates blood and decay and violence, of course. And you hear that right away. Right? No. Thank you. And to me, you know what I think of when I hear this piece? I think of like a man that has been forced to become a bat, you know, like a Batman. A guy who's, a person who there's like this odd heroicism in the middle that it pivots into this brightness. And hey Patrick, and I find it interesting that it has this heroicism that kind of pops through there for a second, and it sounds like a fallen warrior, you know, and I think that that's really interesting. There's a sound in there of like, what happened? Why did this happen? You know, because to pivot from minor to major briefly, and I don't know if it's major per se because I don't have the sheet music in front of me, but like, it's a really interesting sound. Hi, Luna. Chat, Luna says hi, by the way. She just burst through the door. Did you go poopy or something? What's up? You all right? You all right, Luna? You all right, Luna? Sorry, yeah. I mean, it's very interesting. Luna, do you want me to pick you up? You want me to pick you up? Come here. Come here. Watch your tail. Watch your tail. Hey, watch out. I gotta move. Come here. Come here. Let me pick you up. Come here. Let me pick you up. Let me pick you up. Come here. Right from here. Come on. I got you. It's okay. My good girl. Come here. My good girl. Oh! Is your head okay? Oh no, she banged her head. Oh no. Are you okay? Oh, poor thing. She banged her head. You alright? Are you okay? You're alright. You're alright. She's not chonky. The fuck? How dare you? So there's a part here where the soprano, which I think is Kitamura-san herself, sings in there with the violin. And again, there's this feeling that is a really interesting kind of tension because to me, a solo soprano kind of emerging out of this choral landscape with that violin then subsequently following it, it really has this wonderful essence of to me, of decay and of like a hand emerging from the from water, from the well, from like it's ripped of its self, it's ripped of its entity, right? And it's being like it's like, oh God, I'm being swallowed whole, I'm being consumed, and the choir is like the hands that are grabbing and pulling it down, and it's really interesting, you know, because it's elegant, but it's also in a context of decay, in a context of like disgust, right? Deathrock, quick question for Patreon suggestion. We put it in the Discord or the chat. There's on the Discord in the Patreon VIP area. There's an announcement with the sign up sheet for August for next week. Yeah, but that's really elegant though. And then there too, it kind of pushes out, you know, it's very it's interesting because it's very pressed, and it's like very much like the image I have in my head is when the Death Star blows up, and you emerge out from the other side with the X-wing, and it goes, and you have that plume of fire and smoke, and it pushes through. And that's what it feels like. It feels like emerging, but the thing that's actually grabbing is the hands of death. And ooh, nasty tension. So do you hear there how the momentum in the strings actually is, it's galvanizing? It moves us. We're going towards something there. And that's really the key of this, is that this lacks some of the inherent aggression that we hear in a lot of other FromSoft tracks, where this is much more elegant. There's much more of a poise in it. There's much more of a smoothness in it. And I find that kind of interesting because it's very different than what we're used to hearing, which is maybe why it's not even included. You know, not only, well, no, probably not, because they scrapped the whole boss, I would assume. But interestingly enough, sorry, I got distracted. KFC has launched an Evangelion collab featuring a purple Unit 01 inspired spicy chicken burger. God damn. The violin here is the most prominent instrument, and amazingly, I think that's actually the like echolocation of the bat. Like the way that it plays, like listen to this. It like leans into itself. It's very like agitated. It has a little bit of press in the sound. And so it feels like it's like a wild beast that's like flailing around, not able to see you. And so it's like ding, 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 and it's trying to do echolocation. Oh, it's really cool. And that's Kitamura-san singing, which is really beautiful. It's a nice theme. It's a nice theme. It's not the best theme, but it's a good theme, and it's a intense theme, which is nice to listen to. A little repetitive, I would say, personally, but it's good. I think it's good, but I wouldn't say it's the The absolute best. RoboQuest. Oh, hell yeah. My guy Siren with the goods. Endless mode, boss track, and RoboQuest. I don't know, I haven't gotten there yet, but it's awesome. So honestly, I'm not sure how I'm going to analyze this Siren, but I'll try. Jesus fuck. Yeah, I should too. I really should too. Oh, fuck. Fuck, dude. Fuck. Oh my god, this is incredible. Yeah, thank you for this. That is going in the gym playlist. This entire soundtrack should really go in there because it is unbelievable. The thing I'd like to point out, which I'm sorry, this is no analysis, but it is just divine. It is just divine. It is a perfect song to showcase tension, and the blending of the choral work is just too damn good. There's something about fusion stuff that only video games can do and do so well. You do hear other people like Apache do stuff like this with rap, and I think those tracks are great too. But that RoboQuest, that, and well, at least that particular track, it reminds me a lot of Martyr from Arknights, which is one of my favorite gym songs too. I love Martyr. This is obviously a little bit more heavy-handed in the like liturgical EDM stuff. Yeah, Zero, of course. Once the update comes out. I fucking love that song so much. But anyway, there's a lot of similarities. I think this actually goes slightly harder. I love the muted sort of like the very sharp cutoffs in the rhythm. It's just it's a great piece. It's such a divine little piece of music that's just makes your blood just absolutely boil. It's unbelievable, unbelievable track, Siren. I think that gets like a triple star today. Just lovely. Warhammer 40k Dawn of War 3 Sword Dvind. Theme of the Craft World Elder, the high elf-like ones. This song has a strange dichotomy between the heavy percussion and the ethereal other thing. Not sure what it means, but I find it interesting. Let's check it out. Oh, it's only 2 hours? Man, chat, I'm killing it today. I'm killing it today, chat. We are cruising through. That's it? Oh, damn. I thought it was going to... Yeah, I mean, okay, shoot. I was like sitting there waiting for more. Okay, so first of all, what I thought was really good was the percussion. Bar none. I thought that it was very intense. I thought the whole thing was really, really heavy hitting and obviously very like visceral, back against the wall type stuff, but also like ferocious. And I really appreciate the balance there between those two things. I think like, you know, it's a 2-minute track. Definitely, I think one of those instances where more is better than less. I would have liked a little bit more variation, and I would have liked it to kind of go somewhere a little bit more varied. That said, it was interesting to hear the balance between the bright percussion instrument, the sort of mallet instrument, boom, not a glockenspiel, but whatever is up there, a xylophone or whatever it might be. And it was interesting because it kind of felt like the conquering of the stars. And so what I mean by that is that the twinkling mixed with the heavy drums is the invading warship entering into the galaxy or the universe, and with its sights trained on something specific. And so it's oppressive. It squeezes you. It makes you feel like you're running out of time, and it makes you feel like this is the end of the road. And I thought that that was really, really well done, and it felt both badass, and it made me feel a little bad as well, because like it's like, damn, I should not be rooting for these guys, because these guys are clearly going to destroy and massacre a shit ton of people. But as a piece, I enjoyed the momentum of it very much, and I just wanted it to be longer and have a little bit of more spice and variety. All right, so this is V Rally 2, the intro. I've posted a lot of songs for analysis, but I feel there's something to be said for short and straight to the point. This one is forever etched into my mind as a legendary intro. Why minor? Whoa. What the fuck? Sounds like a Rage Against the Machine. You know, kind of a shocking track to hear from V Rally, and certainly from a racing game. But I suppose, you know, again, I mean, this is a circumstance where not only is it badass to listen to, but it also feels like a track that plays when, you know, shit's about to get real and your back is against the wall and you go, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like, you got to fight. And it's a really, really cool track. I actually love how hardcore it goes. I also think that it really invites like a sense of competition and yeah, drive or die. You know, Jim, you said it best. It's pretty dope. That's really fun. Again, I mean, I don't know anything about V Rally, and I've never heard that before. And it's another clear indication of like there's so much good music hiding below the surface that most people don't ever hear or pay attention to. You know. Hey Duck, what's up? You missed like not too many tracks. You've missed about 8 tracks. Mario Strikers, Mech Warrior, Genshin Impact, Dark Souls 3, RoboQuest, Warhammer 40k, Dawn of War, V Rally, and now we're moving over to Octopath Traveler Decisive Battle number 1. Oh, cool. Huh. Cool. Okay, so Octopath Traveler Decisive Battle gives me the creeps. Decisive Battle does? Really? Oh, interesting. Yeah, it gives you the creeps because of the out of tune piano. But on top of that, we also get the really interesting bongo percussion here, and of course the low strings, which are very, very intense. It's interesting because Decisive Battle you would think would be much faster, Battle 1 no less. But instead, it carries with it this heaviness, which I think is probably it's very evocative, and it really does pull out this feeling of like, bro, what is behind me, and what is going on? course, there you have things that aren't necessarily in the pitch themselves, or in the chord. So, and then as it continues to fill out, there's this, you know, the sound of essentially of decay, of danger. Nice lift there. But also, it really like it's just descending down in whatever sort of scale for. What is that? Oh, this is Creeping Dread. Oh, did I read the wrong one? Oh, they're inverted, that's why. Oh, I read the wrong one. Oops. Oh, fuck. Well. Well, yeah, I mean, clearly the cascading piano is what causes that tension there, and that distortion. And I think it's interesting because I would love to hear it major. All right, let's go up to the Decisive Battle 1, which I was like, okay, I was confused for a second. There you go. Sounds pretty decisive to me. It's so, you know. It's so similar to some Final Fantasy VIII tracks. And this is what I love about it is that it has this really interesting balance between tension and release, and bright optimism and dark despair, right? And like danger and I mean, the instrumentation is so, everything about it is very modern. Like it doesn't feel like a classical piece, you know, like the rhythm is very fast. It's very like metronomic. It's very like intentioned and specific with its meter and such. But I love the purity of the sound, because we have those raw instruments that are, you know, those real instruments. And yeah, it's really lovely. It's such a lovely little battle theme. Also, obviously, like tons of doubling and stuff. dum, 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 dum. Obviously, it's super sharp there, of course, right? Right? And then you strip all that away and you're left with the piano, and essentially it's like a little baby piano concerto here. But that's kind of jazzy, isn't it? It doesn't feel classical at all. Right? Like it's very bright. Even there, we go and that's fun because we go, obviously it's long and then we go short and then short. So the juxtaposition of the two, it kind of delivers on that shortness. Keeps you on your toes. Yeah, totally. I love that kind of like, again, the unison stuff's doing a lot of the heavy lifting here too. Yeah, it's a great theme. It's a great little theme. Really nice. Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. Main theme of a very underrated 2005 open world third-person shooter where you played as hired guns navigating a faction-driven war in North Korea. Following a coup by General Song, players work for various factions to hunt down the deck of 52 targets, featuring fully destructible environments, vehicle hijacking, and high-stakes explosive combat. Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. The gases wanted to be free in that moment. I'm so sorry. I don't know if you even heard that, but I was like, ah. Gross. $1,000 microphone, ladies and gentlemen. My whole body was like, bro, keep that shit on lock. So main theme. Let's check this out. Also, if you're new to these streams, this is the part of the stream where I do less talking and more listening. It's gotta get out. It's true. It said, hey, wake the fuck up. Well, this is on Xbox. Oh, I remember Mercenaries. I wonder if this is backwards compatible. That's cool. This is the main theme. So it has this like this interesting momentum of like what you see is what you get, you know? Ba 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 it's like almost the Jaws theme, which is interesting. You know, it wanders around a little bit, which I'm not super crazy about. But then it'll have moments like this where it like picks up out of nowhere and we're just popping off. But it's very like chase. And then here's some variation. Oh, okay. That's... I guess that's their, like, way of incorporating Korean instrumentation in it. It's very movie-like, isn't it? Whatever that even means. Definitely like the sneaking around essence, huh? Yeah, there's a lot of push and pull, which is actually kind of cool. It's certainly trying something. More than anything, you know what? It feels very movie coded. Not that that's a bad thing, right? But it feels very in line with like a more hardcore John Williams. Which is interesting how there are certain tracks that end up feeling much more in line with Hollywood's like sort of big orchestra, big momentum pieces. I don't really know what makes something Hollywood. You know, people talk about movie music and it's like, okay, well, like, how do you define what movie music even is? Like, how do you attribute it to movie music? I don't know, but it does feel like you're being chased. Absolutely. A Valley Without Wind 2. I've never heard of this. This is interesting. A remix of Intro Mission from the first game. One of my favorite songs across both game soundtracks because the building to the piano segment that starts around 122. Okay, so this is Grasslands from A Valley Without Wind. Hey, Savage, what's up? Thanks for the 3-day stream streak. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Wait. Yeah, I'm well, thanks. A little sleepy. It almost sounds like, wait, what is that song? Da dee da da da. Oh my god, it's almost like the Lullaby of the Manifold from Orphans. That's funny, yeah. this part is what you like. Yeah, I can see why. Because this feels like it's building up to something, you know? It's like climbing into action. Interestingly, this goes extremely peaceful and like personally reflective. And then we say, never mind, let's take action. Listen to the harmony underneath. That's actually in some ways more interesting. Also really like the background sound effect. So it's really interesting because it oscillates between like this very modern approach to it, but then it also like it has like a almost like a rap or a hip hop pattern, but then it also pivots into this kind of emotional thing musically. That's pretty cool. But also like you can tell that it's interesting. It's not my favorite, but it's fun to listen to. All right, Touhou 6. It's been a minute since I've listened to any Touhou. Touhou 6, Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, the final boss theme from Touhou 6, which just had a remake announced. Oh yeah, Sepet for the Dead Princess. Oh, nice. You have like a bit of the... Hey, Nuclears, how are you? Definitely has that witch theme. But then it's also optimistic at the same time, which is really kind of funny, actually. Listen to that pivot. Yeah, it just shifted up. bit of improv here, clearly. It's basically just freeform. That's cool. When am I playing Toho 11? What a great question. I have no idea. It's weird how, like, this is actually, like, kind of beautiful and inspired and heroic and, like, enthusiastic and eager, but then it's actually shifting, and it's like, you know what, never mind, I don't want to do that. I'm here to kick your ass. You know what I mean? Like, there's this sense of energy in it, of like not stopping and kind of wanting you to a little bit of suffering. but also, like, there's an enjoyment in it, you know? You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, Toho, I think Toho is an interesting one. I'm not gonna say that I'm like crazy about Toho's music, because I don't personally feel that I am. I don't think it's bad or anything. It just doesn't really hit me. Some of them are nice, but a lot of them I kind of have been sort of ambivalent towards. But again, I mean, with anything, I really do like listening to them, because at the very least I know they exist, even if they're not like my necessarily cup of tea. Plus I'm certainly, I would not like the games, but I'm always down to try. Of course, this is Destiny 2 Journey. I'm gonna do a retroactive here on Destiny pretty soon. I've just been stalling on it because I kind of like am like, God, what the fuck? But anyway, so Zillanith says, there's a lot that can be said about this song. It is the original soundtrack of a game. It is a song of better times. It is a song that fostered a whole community, but there is only one true meaning to this song now. It is a ballad of a journey in space, of guardians protecting the last city against her enemies. Look up, Guardian, to a brighter tomorrow. Why did that choke me up? Huh. I miss what Destiny could have been. Like, and I wasn't even crazy, like, hardcore into Destiny, but I mean, I played so many hours, and I just, I definitely mourn for it. Although seems to be doing really well on Steam, but I mean, I'm just sad that I'll never play Destiny again in the way that I did, you know? It's kind of weird to, it's kind of weird to be forced to say goodbye to something. Like, it'd be one thing if you're like, you know what, I don't want to play it anymore, but it's doing its thing. Things do come and go, yeah. It's definitely true. All right, here we go. I won't talk during this. Man, this makes me sad. Hey, Demise, how are you? It's too good. No super chats for this stream. Sorry. Thank you for asking. Oh, man. First of all, thank you for telling me that, Demise. Congrats on your journey. I wish you tons of luck. I know it's tough to be in the industry right now, especially as a solo dev. Yeah, I mean, I think that song is one of the best, if not the best. No, not the best, but it's one of the best video game pieces in the lexicon of all the years that video games have existed. I do think that Journey manages to elicit such strong responses emotionally, and I think like it's just masterfully done because it's repetitive, but it's not boring, and it's expansive but also small. Sky was the main composer, the Sky Lewin, and the way that he wrote, there's enough variation that it never gets stale, and it constantly is sort of reinvigorating itself, much like, you know, the Guardians do in this particular moment when this plays. And it's just so sad to me that, you know, I never really cared about the decisions that Bungie made because they never really impacted like much of anything to me. But when they had all those layoffs, really, for me, the reason why I stopped talking about Destiny music on the channel was because I didn't want to promote the company that like basically felt that getting rid of its composers was a good idea, because what that sort of does is it like indicates that they didn't care that that they lost an in-house team. It's so rare to have in-house music teams, and you know, I think it's such a shame. And then, you know, just the whole like letting go of Salvatore and just the whole thing was just so shitty and so lame. I mean, really what it came down to is that they just didn't care about the fact that like they had something that was good. You know, I don't necessarily think that Destiny's music is the best music in video games, but I do think that Journey is one example of it was just really consistent and really good. And it sucks that, you know, it just sucks. I mean, that's really all there is to it. Like, I can't imagine getting rid of basically your entire audio and sound team to outsource to cut corners. Now, I'm sure that there are more complicated parts on the inside of that, but it just is to me, that's just sad. And it's a shame. Really, it's really a shame. You know, I like Marathon. Do I think the Marathon has legs? Questionable. Do I think that, you know, things change and things happen? Yeah, definitely. But you know, it's just a shame. And I think the reason why people are so upset about Destiny is because it kind of came out of left field. So it feels like a death. And I think a lot of people don't really know how to help people like understand that. Like it just sucks that people are genuinely mourning the game. And then people are like, well, go play this. And it's like, well, no, why would I? That's like being like, well, get over it. Cause I mean, this shit happens. And it's like, well, yeah, of course it does. But that doesn't mean I have to just be okay with it. Like I can be sad. But you know, whatever. But it's beautiful to revisit that. I actually just revisited that piece myself, a couple days ago, with a non-gamer. So, and she loved it. She cried. So, Murders of the Yangtze River, Reasoning. A traveling detective reasons his way to the heart of the castle. Cool. I love the sense of poise in this. It really is like, I'm gonna get what I need to get. I also don't think Warframe and I don't think Warframe and Destiny are all that similar, really. But there was a little bit of weird gloating that I really didn't like. The Warframe community should know better. But there's always bad apples everywhere, per usual, right? Hey, Tofu, what's up, buddy? This is beautiful. Morning. I'm pretty sure it's the Peepa. Pretty sure. I just learned it the other day, actually. But I'm not positive. I don't think you're gonna get it because I don't know if I'm going to see the concert yet, and I don't want to spoil the whole concert for myself if I end up going, because that's a very expensive spoiler if I have to pay my way to go to the trip. You know, if I go to Asia or if I go to LA or. So I don't know that you're gonna get a Woo-Wah concert reaction. It just depends if I go. If I don't go, then yes, of course, but I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. I know, but there are other cities. So I don't want to know like the track list. I don't want to listen to it yet because I want to you know, take it in for myself. Unfortunately. That's not to say I won't do it, but I'm not doing it right now. So, you know what's interesting about this piece is that this piece is interesting. It's really beautiful. I love the mixture of strings, like, or the Western sound with of course the pipa here. But I would say that, and I appreciated that it was very like galvanizing and very like enthusiastic and very like, you know, I'm gonna get this done. But I also think that it was a little repetitive. So it was a good piece. But after a while, I kind of was like, okay, so what's next? Like it wouldn't just like, I don't know. It kind of just repeated over and over and over. So I think that kind of detracted from it a little bit. But it was a very nice piece to be, regardless. Oh, the Red Coronation from Sidus. Not many Rid of the Game pieces are made for storytelling, but this one, in my opinion, is one of the best of those few. Ooh, cool. Yeah, I was just listening to Sidus 2 the other day. What's up, kittens? Ooh, as a person who has not touched Woo-Wah at all, would you say a Woo-Wah concert is worth going to just for the... Yeah, the music's good now. Really good songs. I think you'll just get spoiled on all the plot, but I think it's worth it, yeah. I do. It's good enough. It's good enough now that, like, a concert of Woo-Wah would be very enjoyable. If you like music... I think so. Wow, cool. Wow. It's so virtuosic. Wow. And kind of dangerous too at the same time. Cook your noodles. Wow. Beautiful reset. Oh my god. That's so fun. I would love to show this to a pianist and see what they think. I like that it has like tension in it. See, and then it stops, and then it soft reset with the piano, which really kind of fills it out and makes it feel like it's you know, an emotional journey on trying to understand and put things together. What a beautiful piece, my God. That could have been 5 minutes longer. I wouldn't have had a problem with that. That's too bad. That's too short. It's really good. And then God of War Ragnarok, The Path. This song is the highlight of my playthrough in Valhalla. And this is a longer track that we are allowing today. I wish Sony was a little nicer about this, but I'm gonna see if they copyright claim the video. It's a nice sound. Okay, and then there's the motif. It's interesting, really interesting depth there of feels like a real face-to-face with the end of the road. And what you've become, you know. To me, there's also like acceptance in that sound. Like, what am I supposed to do here? You know, like this is who I am. I can't change. I can't change it. I think there's a little bit of like wishing for things to have been different, a little bit of self-disgust even maybe. That lift is excellent. To me it sounds tired. right? Because we hear that in a very intense way throughout the game, but this time it's sleepy. It's like a reflection on who I once was. Who am I in the world? What is the point, you know? And then saying like, well, you know, I am who I am. I can't change. And it's like finally accepting your transgressions and your sins and all the things that make you, you know, bad. And then saying, well, you know, I am who I am. And that acceptance is power and freedom. And then I think that part that just ended is like, well, you know, you can't run away from everything, and some things are going to find you. But how do you just say, okay, you know, yeah, you're right. I've done the bad stuff. And I love how slow that is. Yeah, and you hear it now. It goes, it goes major. It becomes almost religious. It becomes almost a chant of peace. Right. So beautiful. It's transformative, really. It's really just that repeating leitmotif, but it's so impactful. Very slow and heavy. Yeah. You see how it's major? It becomes a solemn vow, a prayer for the future. Wow. And then it's cool because it leaves that gap for space, that gap in space for life, you know, for a new beginning, for a new reality. There's a smile at the end of that, as if to say, like, I accept my past transgressions and I'm free, and the freedom comes from that acceptance, which is, it's really beautiful piece of music. You know, it's really unfortunate that I haven't been able to feature God of War a lot on my channel. simply because of Sony's copyright stuff, but just really, really beautiful, you know. And I think that there's a lot of like growth in that piece itself, and a lot of feeling of like, you know, beginning again and starting afresh, and peace, really. Stunning. That's going to do it for us for today, guys. That is our July Patreon schedule. We will be back next week, believe it or not, wait, is next week really August? What's happening? How come I can't? Hold on. Whoop. Okay, that's fine. Stay open. Next week is indeed... Well, it's 31st. We may start August next week. May have to move some things around in August, but I'll keep you posted. Thank you as always, guys, for being here and for coming to hang out on Fridays. It's always really special. Appreciate you, taking time out of your days to look for something to do, and you chose to listen to music, which is awesome, and hang out. I'm thinking about ordering a Marco Meatball hat. It would definitely be a snapback, I would say. I should maybe look into some merch. A Marco Meatball hat would be a great idea. I'll talk to Orchid 8 to see if we can customize one and get one done. Yeah, of course, if you guys are not a part of the Patreon and you want to be, well, you can check that out at patreon.com/Marco Meatball. But you don't have to be. You can also join the Discord. Feel free to join the Discord, !Discord, !Patreon. I hope you have amazing weekends. I'm looking forward to doing some sleeping, and resting, and hopefully finishing Final Fantasy VI this weekend. Questionable. But take care of yourselves, and have an excellent weekend. We'll be back on Monday. Yes, for more Kingdom Hearts 2, and likely finishing that next week and moving into 358 2. Be very well, and I will talk to you very soon. Okay. Bye, guys. Take care of yourselves. See ya.